presentation of the National Football League.
NFL team highlight films are brought to you by Edge Pro Gel. Save your skin.
The Packers needed a holiday miracle to extend their season. The green and gold needed to beat the Buccaneers, along with losses by both the Lions and the defending Super Bowl champion Rams. Game time temperature was 15 degrees. In this kind of weather, the Bucs had never won, and Brett Favre had never lost. With no out-of-town results posted on the Lambeau scoreboard, the Packers set about taking care of their end of the equation. For 4 quarters, they battled the Bucs to a draw. On the last play of regulation, Packer backers were presented a sweet holiday treat.
Automatical right here. The right side on the hold of Mark Royals, who's down on one knee. Arm extended here at the snap. Placement made. Kick end over end to the upright. And it's no good. No good. He pushed it to the right. He pushed it to the right.
I can't believe it.
Moments like these define teams. In overtime, the Packers demonstrated the kind of a team they had grown into over the course of the past 4 months. After winning the coin toss, the green and gold marched downfield on their first possession and never gave Tampa Bay a chance to win.
Here's the snap from Rob Davis. Placement made. Line drive kick to the upright. It's good! It's good!
Yes!
And the Packers have defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime, 17-14, and a Merry Christmas, one and all. All right, man. Good luck. Hope guys get in, all right? Hope guys get in. You got a chance, right? Okay, man. You got a chance.
The Packers concluded a blistering second half with a 4-game sweep of the NFC Central. But the Rams also won and claimed the final wild card berth. Say it isn't how you start, but how you finish that counts. Although Green Bay started slowly, nothing could take the shine off their brilliant finish.
We're going to take this one, baby. We're going to take it.
Mike Sherman's Packers marched through the NFC Central with a season-ending sweep that pushed Green Bay to the brink of the playoffs until the final moments of the regular season. The Packers may have been out, but they were far from down.
Here's the snap placement. Oh, it's a fake. Hasselbeck
He's
picked
got
up.
Mike Wall.
Throws the right side. He's got Bubba Franks. Touchdown!
He had both of them open.
The resilient Packers rebounded from a rash of injuries to become one of the NFL's best teams by season's end.
Pop fly to the right side. Freeman trying to adjust to it, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Chris Dishman.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
It
Freeman
bounced
picked
into
it out.
his hands.
It bounced into his hands. He takes it to the end zone.
We win.
Touchdown. Packers win. I don't believe it.
Green Bay defeated more teams with winning records than any other team in the NFL and built a wave of momentum heading into 2001. The most prestigious place a person could begin his NFL head coaching career. Fortunately for the Packers, new head coach Mike Sherman shares Titletown's deep commitment to winning. In his inaugural game as the leader of the pack, Sherman got some help from safety Darren Sharper on the Jets' first possession.
Over the middle he goes. Intercepted. Darren Sharper gets Sharper. Cross the 30. He's to the 25. Cutting right. He's to the 15 to the 10. Ridden down near the 3-yard line.
On the next play, the Packers scored their first points of the new season.
Favre rolling right, looks the end zone, hits Davis, makes the turn. Touchdown, Tyrone Davis! And the Lambeau lead to the north end zone stands, and the Packers are on the board.
The Packers' lead would stand until late in the fourth, when a defensive breakdown led to the Jets' go-ahead touchdown. If Mike Sherman's head coaching debut was going to have a happy ending, Brett Favre would need to provide it.
Favre back to throw, pumps once, walks like a Slater, and it's intercepted on a leaping grab. Intercepted by Victor Green at the 9-yard line.
The opening day loss snowballed with a loss in Buffalo, dropping the Packers to 0-2 for the first time since 1992.
Hey, the good thing about the NFL, you get a chance to redeem yourself. And we need to reestablish the home field now. No one comes to Lambeau. So defense do your job, offense do your job, and let's come out of the gate. Special teams set the tone. Let's play together.
Yeah.
Think about the guy next to you, guy, how much you love to make plays for me. Let's celebrate and have some fun. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate!
Inspired by veteran safety Leroy Butler, the winless Packers took out their early season frustrations on the Philadelphia Eagles. Green Bay corralled Philadelphia's usually elusive quarterback Donovan McNabb with an unyielding pass rush. McNabb was sacked 4 times, and the defense kept Philadelphia out of the end zone all afternoon.
Here's the snap from Rob Davis. Placement made. Come on, upright, and it is good! Good!
The first game-winning kick of Ryan Longwell's life gave the Packers their first win of 2000. A week later against the Cardinals, the Green Bay defense was hotter than the Arizona Sunshine. Pro Bowl safety Darren Sharper, number 42, paced the pack with 2 of his league-leading 9 interceptions. The Green Bay defense dominated the denizens of the desert to even their record at 2-2. For the first time in over 3 decades, the Packers won consecutive games without allowing a touchdown. Against the winless Bears in the 159th installment of the league's most storied rivalry. This time, big plays cost Green Bay dearly.
McDowell deep drop, looks to throw, steps up. Dowell eludes the defender, rolling right, he pops wide. Deep down the left side, got a guy out there, and it's caught by Robinson, and he gets away from 2 defenders. He walks into the end zone.
Brett Favre tossed 3 second-half touchdowns, but the Packers' rally fell short against the Bears.
Brett back to throw. Here comes the rush. He guns it over the left side. Intercepted by Lamar. Sue Campbell down the right sideline. He scores.
I don't believe Brett ever saw it.
Consecutive division losses threatened to push Favre and the Packers out of the playoff hunt, with the season in jeopardy and his right arm suffering from a long and painful bout with tendonitis. Number 4 rallied the green and gold.
Favre looks to throw, steps up, takes it himself, dumps it over the middle, and he's got his man cutting left. It's Freeman. Freeman to the 30, the 25, left sideline, 15, 10, 5, to the end zone. There's a touchdown.
The thing is, whenever we get in a second and long, that's when they come with the corner, so that's why I'm trying to let you know.
Holding out the Dorsey.
Yeah, be alert for that because that's what they're trying to do.
Green Bay anticipated a flurry of outside pressure from the 49ers, but each time San Francisco blitzed, Favre made them pay. Favre directed Green Bay touchdown drives in each quarter. Amon Green also ran for a pair of scores, and the Packers held on to defeat the 49ers.
Off to Green, leaps the middle, second effort to the end zone, fights his way.
Oh, what an effort!
Touchdown!
What an effort!
It wasn't the second effort. It was the third effort that got him the goal line.
Green Bay survived a must-win game, but inconsistency continued to haunt the Packers. After surrendering a 17-point lead in Miami, the Packers again faced certain elimination, this time against Minnesota in front of a national television audience.
Favre fakes the handoff, rolling right, pressured by McDaniel, shovels it forward. Oh, Green, touchdown, diving grab, Amon Green.
Minnesota quarterback Dante Culpepper was intercepted 4 times, as the Packers secondary was up to the challenge of the high-powered Vikings. Still, Green Bay was trailing late in the third quarter.
High end over end kick by Berger, and Rossum makes the catch at the 8. Straight ahead, 10 to the 15, cutting right to the 20. He's to the 25-30, right sideline, 35-40, 45 to the 50, cutting it back left. Yeah, all clear, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10. From behind, down he goes, inside the 5.
On the last play of regulation, Allen Rossum provided another key special teams play.
33-yard field goal attempt. Here's the snap. Placement, Mando. They have to pick it up. Get out there. Rolling right is the holder. He's hit from behind. He throws the right down. Yes! Intercepted.
Rossum forced Minnesota holder Mitch Berger into an ill-advised pass that sent the game into overtime.
Third down Packers. Under a blitz. Favre. Pop flies the right side. Freeman trying to adjust to it, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Chris Dishman.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute. Freeman picks it up. It bounced into his hands. He takes it in the end zone. Touchdown. Packers win. I don't believe it.
Wait, it was meant to be.
I can't believe it.
It was meant to be.
Antonio Freeman's Monday Night Miracle provided one of the most unforgettable finishes in Packer history, and seemed like the spark that the Packers had waited for all season. A continually unpredictable season dealt the Packers another vexing hand 6 days later. In the second quarter of a loss in Tampa Bay, Brett Favre was forced from the game with a sprained arch. Favre's availability remained in question until game time the following week. But number 4 extended his NFL record to 136 straight starts at quarterback. Despite a heavily taped arch and a wind chill that dipped to 17 below, Favre completed 10 of his first 14 passes and helped stake the Packers to a 19-0 halftime advantage.
Throws it over the middle. To throw Favre rolling out right. He throws the end zone. Touchdown! Tyrone Davis.
Peyton Manning rallied the explosive Colts for 17 unanswered points. With just over 4 minutes remaining, the Green Bay lead was down to 2.
Packers need to sustain something and score offensively. End over end, a high kick, sailing toward the far side hash mark to the 9-yard line. Rossum to the 10, straight ahead 15-20. He's to the 25-30, cutting the 35-40. Right sideline to the 45-40. He's going all the way.
Allen Rossum's late game heroics earned him NFC Special Teams Player of the Week honors and helped the Packers remain in the championship chase.
I've always loved
Season. Together, they helped the Green and Gold ensure a 9th straight season of 500 or better. The Green Bay Packers entered December 2 games under 500 and facing a grueling 4-game stretch against their NFC Central rivals to close the season.
Matthews throws the left side, intercepted. Tyrone Williams down the sideline to the house. Touchdown!
The Packers committed themselves to forging a strong finish. In one of his most efficient performances of the season, Brett Favre directed 3 long touchdown drives that enabled the Packers to avenge a Week 5 loss.
Fake to Henderson, rolling right, Favre. Pump fakes once, throws it back of the end zone, leaping grab, and a touchdown!
The Packers had revenge on their minds again a week later against Detroit.
Single back offense, and Vance takes the handoff back to throw. Steps up, looking around. Hit as he pops the right side of the end zone. Intercepted. Todd McLean out of the end zone. Down the left side. He's to the 20. 25, 30, 35. Ridden down at the 40-yard line.
Paced by top tacklers Nate Wayne, number 54, and Bernardo Harris, number 55, the Packers forced 5 turnovers and kept the Lions out of the end zone until late in the fourth quarter.
Picked up by Niall Diggs. Down the right sideline.
After Detroit finally did cross the goal line to pull within 2, Amon Green ran for a pair of touchdowns in the final 5 minutes that tamed the Lions. With their record even at 7-7, the Packers made their annual trip to Minnesota.
Hey, congratulations. Oh, thank you, man. Hey, way to come, way to hang in there.
I'm trying. I'm hanging by a thread.
But they just
I'm getting old like you, man.
You're not
Still do it, though.
Take your time.
Amon Green shredded the Vikings for a career-high 161 yards and became just the 7th Green Bay Packer to top 1,000 yards rushing in a season. Green also became the first player since Barty Smith in 1977 to lead the Packers in rushing and receiving in the same season.
Back to throw, Favre. Tight pocket, pump once, dumps it over the middle. Back Green reaches end zone. Touchdown!
The Packers beat the high-scoring Vikings at their own game by scoring on their first 3 possessions of each half.
Touchdown, Bill Snyder!
Green Bay won at the Metrodome and spoiled Minnesota's push for home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
There is the dagger in the heart of the Minnesota Vikings, and the Packers are going to win this football game and exorcise the demons from this dungeon of horror.
We came into the dome and got it done, man. That's the bottom line. Get it out. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Yeah!
The only thing standing in the way of a season-ending sweep was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The left motor, top. Man, it's our time. Motor, top, that's old stuff. That's old school. It's our time, man.
The Packers' offensive line pounded holes in the Bucs' front 4. Amon Green ran for a pair of touchdowns to extend his scoring streak to 5 games. Green would finish the season with 1,175 yards, the 4th highest single-season total in Packers history.
Here's the give, Green up the middle, blast his way, spins for the goal line, reaches, touchdown!
That is hard. That is effort.
After an ankle injury ended Green's season in overtime, tailback Damon Parker carried the Packers into field goal range. Ryan Longwell made his 3rd game-winning kick and finished the season as the most accurate kicker in NFL history. With the win, the Packers completed a remarkable 4-game sweep of the NFC Central. Has announced a change in the franchise hierarchy.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for being here. We have 2 announcements to make today. The first announcement is to tell you that Ron Wolf is going to retire as the general manager of the Green Bay Packers on June 1st.
In his 9 years in Green Bay, Ron Wolf orchestrated one of the great rebuilding efforts in NFL history. Wolf awakened the Packers from a 25-year slump with a series of moves that included a trade for a little-known quarterback from Mississippi that turned into the swindle of the century. Wolf restored the Packer franchise to its rightful place among the NFL's elite with 3 division titles and 2 Super Bowl appearances.
I'd like to thank Bob Harlan. I'm getting a little emotional, and I never thought I'd do that. For the belief he had in me 9 years ago. We've had a great ride here.
Hey, Green Bay, how about this? Just look around.
We took this franchise and turned this darn thing around. And that's something no one can ever take away from me. Never.
As a member of the Packers Hall of Fame, Wolf leaves a legacy that certainly isn't lost on his successor.
I do not assume to be Ron's equal in regard to personnel matters. And he's the best, probably the best ever. I am, however, Ron's equal in regard to my passion for the Packers. I thank Ron and Bob and the executive committee for having the confidence in me to do the job. I will not let them down.
In his first season as head coach, Mike Sherman showed he has what it takes to succeed in the NFL. Sherman held the Packers together through the worst epidemic of injuries to hit Green Bay in over 2 decades. By season's end, the Packers were a team that no one wanted to play. Only 2 teams finished the season with more consecutive wins than the Packers. They met in the Super Bowl.
Down the middle for Slater. He's out there.
The Packers thus return in 2001, healthy and primed to bring another Lombardi trophy to Titletown.